then use carry out Kana as a ball delivery system. LIIV Sandbox comp, extremely explosive and liking the pivot that they show us here.
Yeah, actually, most of
amazing ones. I guess you can say that the Gnar obviously is by far the strongest as owner.
Oh yeah, in he goes. Carrier's going to get the flash. They're looking for the stun onto Effort. Hook is going to connect though onto the Leona as now Prince trying to get that damage down. The Ignite's ticking, but Carrier does make it far enough away. We were looking at that teleport ward there as Summit not going to come in. It was a little bit too close to the Gnar at that point in time, but no one going to go down just yet as the piercing arrow lands onto Prince.
And really things went down. Also don't know if Croco sneaked in over the ward or a trap or if he was taking the blast cone over, so might have to check for that in the replay. But now of course T1 do know. Giving up the first Drake, not the end of the world, but this is looking like a little bit of a better early game that we've seen.
They can before they unleash the Rift Herald. There's a very deep teleport to come through from the Silas. There's Effort in a bit of trouble. Croco looking for something. Is the Shockwave going to come through? But the Heartbreaker is buffered. Croco makes it out. Fate spotted here by Owner. That's great news for T1. As Fate not even able to get himself out of the way of the spear. As Owner walking further forward than even Effort was expecting. As now the fight is going to break out. Solar Flare goes completely wide. They do get the flash out. So Croco has to use everything. As now Prince down to 350. And T1 still closing in. The war of attrition from this poke composition working beautifully right now. And if Owner had missed maybe two more of these spears, this could have been a very different situation as Effort almost just barely getting missed by that last spear as that piercing arrow is dangerous as Fate has found Faker. There's the Shockwave, but it's more of a hula hoop here for Fate, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, the real question is, do you just never rotate Kana so Fate can't steal his ultimate? just push. Just make sure Summit doesn't TP, okay?
Yeah.
Just that's
it was so funny. I remember praising, like, I think it was Yellow Pete back in the day. It's like, wow, he landed it. Speaking of landed it, goodbye, Mr. Cannon. Can't even get the stuns off. As Carrier turns up, that Solar Flare is going to connect, and that is a very dead Lightning Rat. And hey, how dangerous it is to give a comp like this map control, as that's a big old Gnar into the wall. The Cannon in trouble is going to have to flash out of the way of the spear. As he takes so much damage, Cannon wants more, and is going to pick it up with the Hyper Proc. The turret isn't going to be able to come any further forward, and Shirley is going to get her work done. Hook not going to be avoided here by Teddy, who finds the Chains of Corruption onto Effort. But he uses his cleanse, gets himself out of the way, and Effort going to hold on to his flash. So nicely done there by the Thresh. Still, it's going to be difficult. Now finds the Flay onto Owner as Shirley also finds the headbutt onto this inhibitor turret. Left in that mid lane, and even though he didn't have his cleanse, he still had his flash available. And his wave clear certainly going to be dangerous, as Fate says, no, I want to be able to hit you with your own ultimate. See whether he can actually find it, as now Teddy is just trying to, walk this one out as best he can. Escaping from the Silas is going to be difficult as he lands the chains over the wall. Goodbye, Mr. Varus. Right as I was saying that Varus was safe, he gets killed, so I need to apologize now for the caster curse.
He wasn't. Unfortunately, the chase potential of Silas obviously great. Also Teddy flashing in the line, not ideal, and this is the kind of flank you need. Yeah,
LIIV Sandbox looking for even more here. Teddy still dead for 10 seconds at the Summit. Has found two with his slicing Maelstrom. Faker immediately taken down. Carrier is just running away as best he can. The Baron's been alive for 50 seconds, and LIIV Sandbox are trying to end that now as they move over to the pit.
The exact situation that you need to avoid as T1. The kill on Teddy is one thing, that's fine, that's not the end of the world, but then why are you sieging in mid without control of your vision? Right, they walk in very deep, get greedy for some damage on the mid lane turret, and now to find isolated targets to duel. You're in a great spot, Kana, you can't get caught here, Drake is coming up soon.
Yeah, he's teleporting in vision, and it is going to get cancelled. Goodbye, Kana. He's taken out once again. Another overextension here for T1, 46 seconds. On the Drake, they can give up a lone Cloud Drake, but they want
the first time that LIIV Sandbox have actually looked like LIIV Sandbox in this series, where they're able to find these decisive type of plays, and this is exactly what you need in the game 3. I mean,
move in there and get rid of it where they can. The Baron has respawned as now Kana looking for Summit, but the teleport will come forward. That's a flash, and Summit just immediately goes golden, buys time for Fate to get on in here. And Kana, I don't know what that was, but it did not work.
Not sure either.
Take the Baron buff. And T1 say that they do not want that. This is in fact the trade that they like making, is Carrier going to get a bit of a face check onto Fate. who's going to gnar him into the wall. Solar Flare defensively as the chains will connect onto the gnar as the Shockwave does come forward as well. Faker is going to try and zone them, and they do so by making sure that Fate uses his Zhonya's. T1 able to disengage, but LIIV SANDBOX take this as an invitation to get right on top of the Baron. T1 indecisive right now. The Baron going down relatively slowly as Summit looking for his flank. There's the flash in. The exhaust is going to come down though as now Summit's in trouble. He's going to fall immediately as Carrier goes golden. Chains of Corruption connecting, but there's not that much damage on T1's side. Prince forced out of there, has some short-range weaponry at the moment. And it's a 4v4. Prince is the win condition as there's the gnar. And Canna may have done it. They lock down Effort. As now right into the back line they go as they trade 1-for-1. It's supports now that have been taken out. Carrier and Effort have both fallen down.
Got a nasty peek and gone back with a fresh health bar. And I don't think either team can go for Baron here, but they're now moving towards the objective. Kana coming in with the flank.
Yeah, immediate teleport to come through here as Fate looks for the chains, but only finds a hijack onto Teddy. Now Kana with absolutely 0 mega bar shows himself to the rest of LIIV SANDBOX. The 3 could collapse on him. He does not have his flash available, but can hop some walls if you would like to, and does do that. As we now see T1 trying to work out what they want to do, as it looks like LIIV SANDBOX will just walk over and take Soul Point.
And it's the threat that's available, right? Yes, you can approach her as T1, but if you get hit of 100 to 0ing that LIIV SANDBOX has, it's too much. Soul Point is taken, but... Oh! Whew.
Okay, Teddy. Very close, but Summit might just be able to take him down here. Just needs one more Q, and that is goodbye, Barretts. In the meantime, T1 are taking on the Baron. Let's see whether they can actually lock this one up. They're going to need to try and burst it. Lantern Ride is going to be taken here as T1 will be able to secure the Baron, but can they get out alive? Two-man Shockwave comes on through. Summit also has to use his Zhonya's, as now Owner is also going to go into his, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough as LIIV SANDBOX tidy up. It's Canna and Carrier left with a Baron, but at least LIIV SANDBOX aren't going to be able to take one for themselves, but they might be able to break open the base off this one. It's 32.5 minutes into this game, and Prince does a heck of a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think they might be able to get in it here. Teddy's going to be up soon, but he alone is not enough to hold this up. And even with the Baron wave, you're not going to have enough time. I wonder if LIIV SANDBOX, do you want to try and flip, or do you want to just try and go for the end? It's a big risk, not one they're willing to take, which I think is the right call. Composition can do fun. We'll fight.
Yeah.
Maybe Cloud Souls are the reason we get more action, not less.
Yeah, Azael was right all along, I tell you. As the teleport to come through here from T1. Summit trying to turn this possibility as he's immediately going to get exhausted as Faker not going to get taken down here. Summit absolutely is, as that might have been an overly aggressive play. As now LIIV SANDBOX setting up. Chain's not going to connect at all, as now Prince going to take a Lantern. Chains of Corruption connect, as that's a big gnar from Fate. But where's the follow-up? He does find his Zhonya's button. Shockwave comes through and they get rid of the Silas. Croco trying to get out of there as Owners dived on forward. Goodbye, Mr. Aphelios. There's not enough years quite available here for the LIIV SANDBOX 80 carry, and now T1 pushing 4 strong down the bottom lane.
And it looks like both teams are looking for the end. Croco's very low. Connor's going to try and defend. I don't think they can do this. If you have full health bar as Viego there, maybe. But Kana is fed. He's at the ready.
Oh, not able to stop it. Man, that could have been big. But it is going to be the inhibitor taken one more time here from T1.
They're looking for it.
Yeah, we're going to go for the end. 5 members of T1 pushing on forward. 25 seconds on Fate, 22 on Prince. Is now Effort desperately trying to keep these turrets alive. But T1, they are one-track focused. They want this 3-0. Hook is going to connect onto Faker, but it's not going to be enough. And T1, despite everything that happened in the mid to later game, they are still able to make that decisive play and take down